Uh, can everybody see the slide?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we see.
Okay. So, Suprabhat, Guten Morgen, Bonjour, Annyeonghaseyo. Good morning, everyone. Today, I, Ria, along with my team members, Chris, Paris, and Bright, are going to present a webinar on the topic language learning across the globe. Next. These are our team members. Yeah. So the group name is Lingua Link, and the term lingua is a Latin word which means language. So our group emphasizes on global connection made through different languages. Meet our mascot, Polly the parrot. Our theme colors are green, yellow, and blue, which means trust, happiness, and growth. Our slogan is connecting the world one word at a time. I would also request the audience to write down in the comment section how do they say good morning or hello in their language. This is our index and we are going to cover these topics in our webinar. Next. Paris will begin with the introduction.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Paris from Kenya. I'll be taking you through introduction of language learning. We will also look at the overview of language learning and language learning. So we'll start with the introduction. So language learning is the process of gaining the ability to study, to understand, speak, read, and write a language. It includes how we naturally, it can be achieved in two types. You can naturally acquire it. This is when you're born, the language that you acquire first. Learning is the learning method. You can be taught through instructions, through instructors. So you can acquire it in two models. Next. So before we look at the study language, why is it important? So the first one is to improve international communication. So let's look at a case in point. We are learning X culture. It involves connecting students from all over the continent. So the reason why this is very much possible is because we have learned a language, a common language, that is English. So we are able to make this possible because we are able to understand each other. The second reason why language learning is important globally is to support globalization and mobility. So globalization has made interconnecting, intermarriages, and trade to be very, very possible. And without a language, it is very difficult to enhance globalization. So we all know that the world has an equal distribution of resources. Let's look, for example, that we have people from Ghana. My teammate are from Ghana. I am from Kenya, and another one from India. So we all know that Ghana is popular with cocoa, Kenya, major exporters of tea, and India, they are known for pharmaceutical and IT. So for us to enhance, if I need to maybe move for pharmaceutical, I will not move if I don't, if language was not possible, if we don't have a common language like English, it would be very hard for me to be able to benefit from this. So language learning globally enable globalization and mobility. To access economic opportunity again, if I need to move for trade or take advantage of job opportunity, it will only be possible if I am able to understand a language. To preserve our culture, as we go ahead with the study, we'll learn that every week we lose a language. This is because maybe it is not commonly used, because there is dominance of some few languages that are used globally. So for us to preserve these languages, it is important that they are taught in the native language. They are taught in schools so that we are able to stop them from extincting. To enhance global competitiveness, we have all seen that some countries do well. They have major job opportunities. Like we have major migration of Africans to third world countries to first world countries. This is because of the opportunities that are there. So if they do not have a way of communicating, it will be futile. It will not be beneficial for them to move. So language make it easier for people to move and communicate. Next. So let's look at the global overview of the language. Across the world, we have over 7,000 languages spoken today. So this shows a clear indicator of human diversity. So Papua Guinea alone has over 800 languages. You can imagine having maybe something like a cup having 800 names in one country. We have a cup, we have Kikombe in Swahili, another language defining a cup. So there are so many languages. Looking at Africa itself, it has over 2,000 languages spoken. In Kenya alone, we have 68 native languages. So you can see how far a language stretches. And if we don't have this common language learning, we could be so confused. There would be no communication among ourselves. So there is the dominance of the of few languages. We see the Mandarin Chinese having approximate 1.1 billion speakers, and it is widely spoken. It has more people speaking it, and it's gaining popularity with time because of we've seen how Chinese are changing the world and attracting investors and job seekers. And that is one of the reasons why domination of a language comes in. We also see English, maybe because most of the colonizers, British colonized, I think most of us here, India, Kenya, Ghana, and we find ourselves the first language, the second language we pick after our native language is English. So it also make it more popular and more dominant. It's also used by the UN and technology developers. So we also checked out the endangered languages. The native languages are endangered every 2 weeks. This is according to UNESCO. Every 2 weeks, we lose a language. So language learning enable us to preserve this culture and be able to appreciate it with time. We can go to the next one. We see the global overview, our distribution of that. Next slide, please. So this is this shows the world. This map shows how the major languages families are distributed around the world. And like I mentioned earlier, Papua Guinea has the most. It has the most, and each color represents a different family. And it is interesting to see how many languages that we have over the world. So we can go to the next slide, please. Yeah, so at this point, I will hand over to Bright so that he can take us through the importance of language learning. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Louise. Okay, so importance of language as a tool for communication and cultural understanding. So what we have here is enhances communication and cultural exchange. Learning another language helps you understand people better, not only words, but then their culture and emotions. So when someone speaks language, you connect with them more deeply and respectfully because language carries history, value, and traditions. So learning it allows you to appreciate the culture behind it. So to boost cognitive skills and memory, improves concentration, memory decision, and ability to solve problems. Multilingual people often switch between languages, which make their brains more flexible and adaptable. And then research shows bilingualism can delay dementia by 4 to 5 years. So three, increases global mobility and career opportunities. Knowing multiple languages can expand your career options and increase your value in the job market. Multilingual professionals can work in different countries, communicate with international clients, and understand global cultures, since one is able to speak different languages. Hmm. Four, promotes peace and mutual understanding. Language learning helps reduce misunderstanding. When one actually understands um, one language, it helps reduces stereotype, and then communication becomes easier, and there's no conflict at all. So I would like to hand over to Ria.
Yeah. So there are various methods of language learning. First one is the traditional classroom learning, which is the oldest and most structured form. Learners focus on grammar, vocabulary, and writing through textbooks, lectures, and getting guidance through teachers. So it is particularly useful for beginners who need strong foundation, though it can sometimes lack real world communication practice. The second one is the immersive learning. So being surrounded by the natives is immersive learning. For example, if you work or study abroad, say South Korea or Japan, that's immersive learning. So now students naturally pick up the pronunciation, the expression, the cultural nuances. It helps develop the fluency faster because it encourages thinking directly in the language rather than translating it. The third one is the online and app based learning. So, apps like Duolingo, Memorize, and Babbel make language learning very accessible to everyone through smartphones or laptops, tablets, etc. And they use tools like gamification, points, daily goals to keep learners motivated. The fourth one is the media and informal learning. So, watching movies, listening to songs, podcast, or following influencers on, say, Instagram or Twitter can really provide the cultural context. The fifth one is the peer and community learning. So, language exchange programs, conversation clubs, or even meetup can provide practice speaking, practice speaking and getting feedback directly from the natives. For example, you can talk to your friend in Korea via Instagram or Twitter, and you can improve your language learning. This improves confidence and even fluency. The second one, next. Right.
Okay, thank you, Ria. So
Yeah.
language learning trends across the globe. One, Europeans promoting multilingualism. Europe values learning multiple languages and support this through government policies and educational programs. The European Union believes being multilingual helps unite people and improve job opportunities. Two, Asia, English for global opportunity. In Asia, countries in Asian countries, English is seen as key to success in business, education, and international communication. Countries like China have made English education a top priority because speaking English can open global opportunities. And there's a huge demand for English teachers in Asia. Three, Africa, balancing colonial and indigenous language. Africa faces a challenge. Most schools teach in colonial languages like English and French, but there's a movement to bring back indigenous local language. For example, Ghana, um, we use the colonial language more than our native language, which there's an initiative that shows they want to bring back the indigenous language. So the Americans, bilingualism and migration. In North and South America, people are becoming more bilingual, able to speak two or more languages because of immigration and educational reforms. In the United States, more schools are using dual language programs where students learn in both English and another language, often Spanish. Bilingualism in Americans improve communication, cultural understanding, and opportunities in educational purposes and work. Thank you.
Moving on to the case studies. So language learning practices are different all over the world. So first one is Finland. So Finland is known for its strong education system, and there is emphasis on multilingualism. So students start learning multiple language, say Finnish, Swedish, German, English at a very early age. So this approach focuses on communication and cultural understanding rather than just focusing on grammar or cramming up the textbooks. The second one is Japan. So in Japan, English is taught extensively in schools, primarily to prepare students for international exams like TOEFL, IELTS, etc. And the focus is on teaching English for future international business trips or communication with foreigners even. The third one is India. So India is a natural multilingual country. Most people grew up speaking two or more languages. For example, I can speak five languages: Hindi, my mother tongue; English, then Punjabi, which is a local language, and bit of German and bit of Korean, which was taught in school. So schools emphasize both local and global languages. This way, Indians can adapt to multilingual environments very easily, and it also fosters diversity and cultural tolerance. The fourth one is United States. So in the US, English is dominant language, but there is an increasing interest towards Spanish, Mandarin, and bit of Bengali also due to immigration, globalization, and trade. So now many schools offer bilingual education to enhance communication skills there. Next. Moving on to the role of technology. So, technology is a very important and powerful driver when it comes to modern language learning. It breaks all the barriers of uh, location, time, and even cost. The first one is the mobile app. Apps like Duolingo, Memorize, and Babbel make learning very fun and convenient, as I told you. They always keep the learners very engaged, and short daily lessons can easily fit into anybody's lifestyle. The second one is the artificial intelligence. So AI based tools can analyze the behavior of the learner and can adjust the difficulty level according to it. For example, if you are struggling with verb or say noun, the system will provide more exercises in that area. Even chatbots powered by AI can even simulate real conversation for practice. The third one is virtual reality. So these technologies create the immersive environment. For example, ordering food in Paris cafe or asking for directions in Tokyo or even shopping in South Korea. So, they replicate real life situation that can boost the practical communication skills. The fourth one is the online language communities. As I've told you, that websites and apps like italki, Tandem, and HelloTalk are very popular among Gen Z and online language community people. So basically, it allow learners to connect directly with the native speakers. So you can connect with anybody in Korea, and it will, boost cross-cultural friendship and provide authentic speaking practice. Right? Now, Bright will explain challenges in global language learning. Right?
I'm here.
Is it Paris or Paris?
Yes, I think it's Fonana.
No. Oh, apologies. I will take you through challenges in global learning language. So unequal access to resources and technology. So as the world is evolving, we have seen some countries have access to internet, which is the main enabler of language learning, and other sources like the computers. Because if you want to be ready with the trends, you have to catch up with technology. So there is an equal distribution of these resources, mostly because the coverage of the internet is not all over the world. So that is one of the challenges. Like if you were to reach out to the interior part of Kenya, there are some people who are not able to join because of the internet coverage. As we wait for the internet to get there, that is a challenge. language policy and political factors. So for language learning to happen, the government has to be in sync. It has to support it through bringing or giving incentive to trainers and being intentional about language learning. So if the environment is not conducive and it's not supportive, we might not see or enhance language learning globally. Preservation of endangered language. So this has also to be very intentional because there is the dominance that we have talked about earlier, dominance of the main spoken languages, that is the Mandarin and English. English dominate because it is used in as the main language for business, for technology, and when people are developing, for developers. So we risk having English as the main language. If you look at my country right now, kids who are born in urban sectors, they are unable to speak their native language. If we are not intentional about training them in a training institution, we endanger this language extinction. So we have to be very intentional if we need to preserve these languages. So the last one is motivation and cultural barriers. So motivation is we have to encourage, like Kenya is big in tourism, and we try to take our tourists in these native places, try to teach them one language or two, make them feel the language. This motivate these people to keep on talking about their language. If there's no motivation behind it, it will be very difficult to preserve this culture. Thank you.
Language learning and cultural identity, how language shapes identity. Language is a big part of both personal identity, who you are, and cultural identity, where you belong to. When people speak their native language, it connects them emotionally to their family, ancestors, and cultural traditions. And two, the balance between global and local languages. Modern societies try to balance between keeping native languages alive and learning global languages. Example, like English for work, educational, and traveling. English is now a global language used for international businesses study. Example is S culture, English being the language that help us communicate. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bright. I'll continue from here. So, guys, before I continue, how many of you have been using AIs like ChatGPT? You can drop it in the comment section. So, moving forward, we know that the future of language learning is personalized, blended, and connected more than ever through AI. So, on the AI-powered personalization, just imagine that AI has the power to tailor all the lessons that you need to adapt to your pace and mistakes. They know that you struggle with verbs, so they are going to help you in it. So that is how AI helps in learning languages. On hybrid learning models, it talks about how blending app flexibility with classroom interaction helps us to, blend with language learning. So students might actually learn vocabularies and grammar at home, and then they use their precious time to actually have conversations in class so that they can understand each other's culture. On the global virtual classrooms, why would you just read about Paris when you can take a virtual trip there with your classmates from Italy, Brazil, all over the world? Technologies like the VR and seamless video conferencing, like we are doing right now on Zoom, it helps us to break the classroom walls. It helps us to break the barriers and helps us to connect more, to make more cross-cultural projects and friendships. And even my colleague Ria highlighted more on that. So on the endangered languages, the same technology that is promoting global languages can also help preserve endangered ones. And I am sure that Paris also talked about that, how the future of language learning through AI is helping us to preserve languages that are diminishing, the rare languages, I mean. So guys, let's look at the key statistics and data of language learning. On market boom, according to research in 2024, the value of the whole industry was worth $62 billion. That is the total money spent worldwide of language learning staff by 2032. experts actually predict to be around $167 billion. That's like tripling in 8 years. So if you look at these numbers, it tells a powerful story of how the global shift in language learning is actually improving. Just like Duolingo online courses and other classes are getting bigger and they are exploding because people are realizing that which help you to connect with each other better through travel, through work, through everything that we find ourselves in. To show how real global trends, take a look at this pie chart, is going to show how language learning is actually widening across the globe. You see Spanish, French. Spanish is the place, probably other people, as we can see that. So, guys, what language would you like to learn? I listed a couple of languages here. You can drop it in the comment section. We know that the top desires is undeniably English. English is actually spoken worldwide, and Spanish, French, Korean, it helps us to, connect with other people. When we come to career-wise, languages like Mandarin, like Paris mentioned earlier, it actually helps us to do more business with people. German, mostly because European countries, people like to actually talk in their native country so that they can connect more and work with each other. And the tangible benefits, I'm sure Bright already mentioned that, being in the fact that it can delay dementia from 4 to 5 years, as seen by research. And also, if you know how to speak multiple languages, in some industries, it's a plus because you can help them to connect with other cultures. So, guys, in all this, to simply put, what are we saying? Everything we are saying is that language learning is evolving with technology, but it remains a humanly deep tool for connection. So it unlocks the cognitive benefits, as I was talking about how it delays dementia, career opportunities, and cultural empathy. As we move forward, the goal shouldn't just be everyone speaking one language, but everyone appreciating many language. It's about a world that values both communication and local identity. So we will leave you with this thought that every new word is a bridge that is built to another person, another culture, and another way of seeing the world. The future is multilingual, inclusive, and connected. Hence, our motto, connecting lingua guai, is connecting the world one at a time. And that is the power that we all hold in learning new languages. Thank you so much, guys, for joining the Zoom meeting. Thank you. In my language, it's Medase. French is merci. I'm sure my colleagues are going to mention this. You can drop yours in the comment section. Then we will take any questions and answers if you have any. Thank you.
Yeah, so it's in Hindi it's dhanyawad, in Japanese it's arigato gozaimasu, in Korean it's 감사합니다. What about you guys? You can drop down in the comment section.
Yeah,
And
Paris, you
if you have
can
any
say it in
questions,
Kenya. You
In
can
Kenya,
drop
we
it
have,
in.
yeah, I speak three. So, asante sana, and my native language, nawega muno. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining, guys. You can ask any questions in the comment section. You can unmute and ask questions. We are here to answer you.
how do you say thank you in Bangladesh, Amzad?
He dropped it in the comment section.
ধন্যবাদ।
Oh, I see. Great.
Yeah.
It's similar to Hindi, you know.
Oh, yeah. Mhm. Great, great, guys. If you want to
Well,
ask any question or
okay,
you can ask us.
I don't have question. I have just comment.
Mhm.
It was a very informative, coherent presentation from you team. I really appreciate. Thank you very much. In short, excellent presentation. If I call in Bengali, চমৎকার উপস্থাপনা।
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you so much, Amzad. Yeah.
You again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we could end the meeting if nobody has any question,
Oh,
right?
we just left with a minute, so I'm sure it's going to drop anytime soon.
Yes,
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
teammates, for making this possible.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. We still have a minute, guys.
Yeah.
We can exchange, how do we say bye in our language? Like here it
Oh,
we